Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about Twitter vs Elon Musk, as Elon Musk bought Twitter in 2022, and it has become a strong negotiation case. So now we're going to talk about Twitter, and I'm going to introduce you a social media platform. So Twitter is a microblogging platform that allows users to post and interact with short messages known as tweets. Tweets are limited to 280 characters. It was created by Jack Dorsey, B. Stone, and Evan Williams, and was launched in March 2006, and now has become one of the most famous social media platforms. So Twitter is about displaying trending topics and hashtags, indicating the most popular and widely discussed subjects at any given time. So, for example, it could be politics or entertainment or sports, stuff like that. So Twitter has around 528.3 million monetizable monthly active users as of 2024. It is estimated that this number will reach 652.23 million by 2028. So now let me introduce you Elon Musk as a CEO and as a person. So Elon Musk is a South African born entrepreneur and CEO, known for founding and leading multiple high-profile technology companies. It is a really famous person in the work industry. In 2002, Musk founded SpaceX with the goal of reducing space transformation costs and enabling the colonization of Mars. Also, Musk joined Tesla Motors, now Tesla Inc., in 2004 and became its largest shareholder. He is a CEO and project architect, leading the company in the development of electric vehicles and renewable energy solutions. He also has founded, it's not indicated in the slides, but for example, he founded OpenIM, which is now really famous in the entire world. So Elon Musk is one person to know in the industry.
Okay, so now let's have a quick look at the path that Elon Musk took in order to acquire Twitter. It started in January 2022 when Elon Musk began investing in Twitter. In mid March, his stake in Twitter reached more than 9%, making him the largest shareholder in the company. In the beginning of April, Twitter announced that Musk is going to join the board of director, but a few days later, this is going to be denied by Musk, and for specific reasons, which Francesca will talk about later. Mid-April, Musk offered to buy Twitter for a bit more than $54 per share, valuing the company at 43 billion US dollars. In April 15, Twitter adopted a poison pill provision to prevent this acquisition, and Pallavi will talk about it a bit later in this presentation. At the end of April, April 21, Musk claimed to have gathered enough financial commitments to be able to buy Twitter. And in the end of April, Twitter will accept the offer of Musk to buy the company at 44 billion US dollars. At the beginning of May, Musk will acquire again more financial support. Still in the beginning of May, a few days later, he will present a pitch to the investors, outlining his plan to increase Twitter's revenue in the following years. Mid-May, he will tweet that finally he will put the deal on hold due to his concern over bots and spam account. This is not a random move. It's actually very strategic of Musk, and Francesca, once again, will talk about it in a few minutes. End of May, Twitter shareholders bring a class action lawsuit against Musk over alleged stock manipulation. In July, Musk will move to terminate his acquisition of Twitter definitely. And he will cite again the issue of the fake accounts and the bots. Mid-July, he will be sued by the Chancery Court because Twitter wants him to complete the deal. And in October, Musk will finally accept to complete the deal, reversing all of his previous efforts to terminate the agreements. And at the end of October, October 28th, is official. Twitter belongs to Elon Musk, and he will make a lot of different changes. And Mary will talk about it at the end of this presentation.
Okay, so now let's see what's the strategy that Musk used for the acquisition. So first of all, he started to explore the territory in an informal way by criticizing Twitter on Twitter, so throughout tweets. Here, for example, you can see Musk tweet in March 24, 2022, where he basically says that Twitter doesn't allow free speech, and this is against the principles of democracy. So basically, the strategy that he used doing this is to leverage his popularity and influence to raise public concern about Twitter administration, also damaging Twitter reputation. Then, at the end of March 2022, it started to involve a third party related to Twitter, who is the former CEO of Twitter and co-founder. So he contacted him and he started discussing the future of social media in general and Twitter in particular. Then in April 2022, he contacted the Twitter CEO and proposed to take the company private. Otherwise, he would have started a rival company to Twitter. So from here, he directly addressed his object of interest, but got a refusal from Twitter administration. Then on April 1st, 2022, Musk announced that he had acquired 9.2% of the total company's share, becoming thus the main stakeholder of the company. And since he was the main stakeholder, he invited to join the board of directors, which he immediately accepted. So here we can see that in a short period of time, Musk aggressively started his takeover attempt. Then, on a few days later, on April 11th, Musk announced that he basically changed his mind to join the board of directors. And because if he joined the board of directors, he could have not publicly talked about Twitter as he wanted to do and as he did further on. And also, he wouldn't be allowed to purchase additional shares, which was something that he was planning to do. Then on April 13th, so in 3 days later, Musk made his first concrete offer to Twitter's board, which was to buy the company for 24 billions. And almost 10 days later, he wrote a letter informing the board that his offer was final, and it was subject to time constraints. So in this way, he created a sense of urgency and pressure to the board to accept his offer. Then on May 13, after the board accepted the Musk offer, Musk placed the deal on hold because he thought that 5% of Twitter's users were bot accounts, and this obviously would have influenced the total value of Twitter as a company. So this move gave Musk two main advantages in his negotiation strategy. The first one was to attack Twitter's reputation in order to renegotiate the purchase price. In fact, after his statement, Twitter shares dropped by 10%, and he tried to renegotiate the price. And the second advantage was to basically force Twitter to give him additional data about the company. So let's recap the main tactics that Musk used in his acquisition process. So the first one was, as we saw, public pronouncements. So Musk frequently used Twitter and other public platforms to announce what he was doing with Twitter, and often to put Twitter on the negative side of the public perspective. Then he used pressure tactics such as time constraints and consistent threats to walk away from the deal if his conditions were not respected. Then he built a war chest of cash, basically, in order to proceed with the negotiation, which gave him a significant advantage, because with that he was able to pay for the whole deal in cash, and for that he sold Tesla stock, he financed, he has some loans to banks, so he was basically able to pay the whole purchase price in cash, which was a huge advantage in the negotiation process. Then he during the whole negotiation he played hardball by refusing to back down from his demands, and refusing to compromise in any way. It was always Musk who did the first move, and basically attacked Twitter, while Twitter was basically only responding to Musk actions. So Musk was the proactive party in this negotiation. Then Musk leveraged stock fluctuations by making, and actually he was the cause of these stock fluctuations, because he attacked Twitter publicly, making the stock artificially dropped, and then he leveraged these drops to renegotiate the purchase price. Then finally, he focused on noble objectives, because he always stated that the reason why he wanted to buy Twitter in the first place was to promote free speech and democracy, and it wasn't at all about profits.
Now let's go through Twitter's side of the acquisition. Twitter's board initially rejected Musk's offer, questioning his motives and expressing concerns about the company's future under his leadership. They conducted an internal valuation and believed that the offer undervalued the company. Once negotiations started, Twitter aimed to secure a price above Musk's initial $54.20 per share offer. They likely highlighted the platform's growth potential, user base, and unique proposition in the social media landscape. To ensure Musk's commitment, Twitter threatened legal action and filed a lawsuit after he attempted to back out of the deal, citing concerns about bot accounts. This tactic aimed to hold him accountable and secure the agreed upon price. Twitter engaged with its user base and the media to raise concerns about Musk's potential impact on free speech and content moderation. They aimed to influence public opinion and potentially sway investors towards supporting the company. Now let's rewind to April 2022, when Musk makes a surprise move, offering to buy Twitter for $43 billion. This bold offer sent shockwaves through the tech world, and Twitter's board wasn't exactly thrilled. They implemented a poison pill strategy, making it harder for Musk to take over without their approval. Negotiations kicked into a higher gear, with Twitter's seeking a higher price and Musk raising concerns about fake accounts. Remember that May dip in Twitter's stock price? That was Musk putting the deal on hold. Citing those very concerns, legal action entered the picture with an investor lawsuit against Musk. Despite the drama, some key elements were agreed upon. A $1 billion breakup fee ensured consequences for walking away, and non solicitation clauses prevented Twitter from seeking other buyers. By October, financial advisors deemed the deal fair, paving the way for the grand finale. Musk ultimately acquired Twitter for $44 billion, completing the roller coaster ride. Well, this acquisition wasn't just about the money. It highlighted the clash between tech giants, free speech debates, and the power of individual influencers like Musk. Let's discuss Twitter's notable defense strategies, the poison pill and beyond. When Elon Musk set his sights on acquiring Twitter, the social media giant wasn't about to go down without a fight. They employed a multi pronged approach to protect their interests, and one of the most talked about tactics was poison pill. But what is poison pill? Imagine this. You're trying to buy a company, but if you gobble up too many shares, the company suddenly issues a bunch of new shares, diluting your ownership and making your takeover much more expensive. That's essentially what the poison pill does. In Twitter's case, it kicked in if any one investor acquired more than 15% of the company's stock without board approval. But what was the impact of poison pill? Number one, deterring Musk. It effectively served as a stop sign for Musk, preventing him from exceeding the threshold and forcing him to negotiate. Number two, buying time. By making a hostile takeover much less attractive, the poison pill gave Twitter valuable time to explore their option and negotiate a better deal. But it wasn't without drawbacks. Some criticized the poison pill as a way for the board to maintain control, even if it wasn't in the best interest of the shareholders scaring away potential buyers. The pill would discourage other potential buyers who might have been interested in acquiring Twitter. What was beyond the poison pill? Twitter also used some other tactics to strengthen their position. They negotiated for a price closer to their internal valuation, highlighting their growth potential and unique assets. When Musk tried to buy back out of the deal, Twitter sued him to hold him accountable and secure the agreed upon price. Well, the verdict? Twitter's response to Musk's offer was a complex and a multifaceted approach. The poison pill, while controversial, played a key role in deterring Musk and buying time for negotiations. However, it's important to consider the potential drawbacks of such tactics and weigh them against the desired outcome.
So now I am going to talk about the consequences since Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion. First of all, on the day of his acquisition, he fired the CEO, the CFO, and the chief legal officer, creating a deep disruption in the company. He also forced people, in some sort, to resign as he offered them a dilemma: either you stay and you work extra hard and extra hours, or you get a severance package. Today, there's only 1,000 employees left at Twitter that were originally there during the acquisition. He had a massive layoff of over 80% of the employees, or 6,500, to cut costs and reduce what he thought was inefficient work. Um, he introduced this new subscription of Twitter Blue. As you know, Twitter is has this functionality that has the blue tick with the celebrities, and he offered celebrities to keep their blue tick in front of their names for a subscription of $8 per month. And he also allowed random people such as you and I to have this blue tick in front of their name for this subscription, going against the principle of Twitter and the celebrity status and etc. He reduced the employees' benefits. For example, the fertility benefits were halved, and he reduced the paid leaves for new parents from 20 weeks to 2 weeks, and then he raised it to 7 weeks, again to cut costs. The rate limit, he put a limit on how many tweets users could see per day, and he justified that to reduce the bots and the retrieve of data. Um, but it went again the whole principle of Twitter again, because it reduces addiction within the database and the users. The biggest thing which we can notice of this acquisition is that nearly a year later, he changed the name of Twitter to X and deleted the symbol of Twitter, which was the bluebird, to an X, which is also a part of the SpaceX, his other company. As a result of his action, there was a monthly users are down 15% and the revenues by 54%. So we could judge whether his acquisition was worth it or not, and if it's going in the right direction. Only time will tell. But based on this 1 year timeline, we can see that it's not going in the right path, and we're only waiting to see more.
Okay, so now talking about what they could have done differently. So first of all, there is the due diligence and the clear term in the initial agreement. So like considering Elon Musk's perspective, before he offered the sum to buy it, he might have benefited from conducting more through the due diligence regarding Twitter's operation, especially concerning the bot accounts. And this also could have prevented the later disputes over the prevalence of the bots. So secondly, talking about like Twitter's perspective, ensuring a more detailed and clear-cut agreement, also addressing all the potential concern, like the bot account issues, could have provided a stronger legal standing and also less ambiguity. Then secondly, there is the communication and public statements aspect. So talking about Elon Musk's perspective, is use of Twitter to publicly comment on the acquisition process, including also the criticism of Twitter's policies and management, might have been handled with more discretion to maintain a more stable negotiation environment. Like, for example, his comment on Twitter that he did in May 2022 about the spam and the fake accounts led to a market reaction because it caused immediate fluctuation of Twitter's stock price. Then also people started to questioning Twitter's data, and also Musk weakened his negotiation position. And this also opened him to criticism that he was seeking up products to renegotiate the deal or withdraw from it, and this affected the credibility. And also there were legal implications because it suggests a lack of due diligence prior to the acquisition agreement, and it raises question about whether Musk was seeking a way out of the deal. And also lastly, it affected public perception of both Musk and Twitter, and casting like this shadow over the acquisition process and leading to like speculation about the real motives behind Musk's decision to put the deal on hold. Instead, now considering like Twitter's perspective, also a more proactive communication strategy addressing like Musk's public concern and clarifying their position might have helped in managing public perception and investor confidence. Thirdly, there is the concept of negotiation strategy, because, for example, from Elon Musk's perspective, a more conventional approach to negotiation, possibly avoiding public announcement until more concrete steps were taken, could have reduced volatility in the process. And about Twitter, they might have set more explicit conditions or safeguards in the initial stages to address potential withdrawal of the renegotiation by Musk. And lastly, there are two other points. So the first one is the market and the timing consideration, because from Elon Musk's perspective, considering the market condition and timing, such as the tech market downturn and the Tesla stock's role in financing the deal, if it would have been more careful, this might have influenced the decision-making process, and it would have been better. And also considering Twitter's perspective, so being more mindful of the broader market environment and also its impact on the company's valuation and Musk's financing plans could have been factored into their strategy. And lastly, there is the price, because the price for this acquisition was very high. So
This is the end of our presentation, and we would like to thank you for your attention and time. And finally, we would like to conclude with one last quote from Elon Musk. And he says, "Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough." Thank you.